Welcome back to another day on the Texas Peach build. I finally got my mattress in the mail. This is a Japanese floor futon mattress that does require a couple of days to decompress. So that's what I let it do. And then I went ahead and took this non-slick, I think it's for like cabinets and stuff. And I cut that perfectly for the slats that are going to be sliding out. And I just laid that out on each slat, so that way the mattress doesn't move so much and slide off of the bed. So far, it's done a fantastic job at keeping the mattress in place, and I highly recommend doing this if you have that issue, if you can't put a lip on your mattress or... Then I went ahead and started to clean up the opposite side of the bus because we are starting on that side of the build. I am going to start with a closet. We are going to work our way into the bathroom area, and then we even get started on the kitchen area in this video. I actually wasn't planning on going that far, but I had not necessarily so much energy, but I was just so excited to see it progress more and more each day that I just couldn't help myself but start on the kitchen area. So here we're starting on the closets. I am using a total of 4 pieces of pre-finished plywood. I did make a mistake on this first cut where I didn't measure completely. I didn't measure out 24 inches when I was where I was supposed to. I actually only measured to where it stops right here on the top, and I didn't go out 24. So here, as you can see, there's a pretty big gap. We had to recut that piece. Thankfully, that is how wide all of the kitchen cabinets are. So I'm still able to use those 2 pieces that I had already cut down at the wrong length for the support underneath the countertop in the kitchen. So once that was all cut out, we began framing it and making sure it was nice and sturdy. This is pretty much big enough to be a shower. That's not something I wanted in this build. I wanted this build to be a little more basic. I didn't want to have to deal with having a shower in there, so I decided to just have a pretty big closet since I'll be missing out on all that extra storage underneath the bed since I did the pull-out bed. So this kind of makes up for that. I'm so grateful to have Isaac help me out on this part of the project, and being near my 7 months of pregnancy, I am not really supposed to be lifting super heavy, so I am super grateful to him to have helped me out on these heavier pieces of wood that I definitely could not have done without him. Moving on, I am starting to work on the bathroom area. Again, I wanted it to be pretty basic here, so I'm just going off of the measurements of the bucket, which is just your standard Home Depot bucket is what I'll be using, and I'll be making a do-it-yourself composting toilet as well that will sit in this area. For those of you that are probably wondering about privacy, I personally think sitting there, it's plenty of privacy. My windows are pretty tinted in this bus, and I will have a curtain that will sit behind the bathroom area as well. And then you're covered on one side with the closet, and you're covered pretty decently on the other side with the countertop, as well as right in front of you is where the bed sits, and it goes pretty high if you wanted to. So I think there's plenty of privacy as far as this area goes. In my opinion, I feel comfortable using it, and that's all that matters. I'm building this for me to live in, and as long as I'm comfortable, that's what matters. Because of where the wheel well sits, I have to put my foot pump slightly to the right side of the sink. It's not too far off that it's such a big deal, but it is slightly more to the right than I would have liked it to be. But there is plenty of room in the bathroom area in the toilet area that I can keep the foot pump in there no problem. And I'll be wiring some of the hoses through the wall up into the sink to the foot pump, and I'll still have plenty of room in that area to keep any toiletries I need to, like cleaning supplies and toilet paper. Unfortunately, I'm still waiting for a lot of things in the mail, like my actual toilet seat. So until then, I'm just going to leave this as a solid piece, and I'm not going to actually put the hinges on it until after I get the toilet seat and I can install that. Then I'll add the hinges and that will be my toilet, and it'll just lift up from the front. Perfect. As you guys seen throughout this whole entire build, I have a ton of cedar accents. The cedar tongue and groove is one of my favorite things to work with. I think it looks absolutely beautiful, and it just brings anything to life. And so I wanted to add that to the back of this area instead of leaving it that white. It's just real thin plywood that I had up there. I painted it white. Wasn't super happy with how it looked, so I just threw the cedar on there, and it looks so much better. And I'll be treating all of the exposed wood that's not already treated with some type of oil, whether it's the tongue oil or if it's a different type of oil. We got the cedar put in here to back the toilet area. I don't have the toilet seat yet, that's coming. So there will be a hole here. We'll put the toilet seat there. This will be on hinges. I'll be able to lift it up. And the foot pump is here. Some of the connections will come through this sidewall from the kitchen, but we'll just have the bucket only, and that will leave me plenty of room to keep toiletries like toilet paper and cleaning supplies in here as well. We're moving right along. That was originally all that I'm filming. Oh. You think I'm just in here talking to myself?
Probably.
That was originally all I was planning on filming for you guys today, but the day is still quite young. So we're gonna continue. I was just so excited I couldn't help myself. I already put the wall in over here, and we put the countertop in. So I'm just gonna keep going and see how far along we get today. I need to trim that wall up. Excuse me. And then I do have to treat this butcher block. It said for 24 to 48 hours after you take off the saran wrap, you have to treat it. So I'm gonna treat this with this food grade mineral oil. Really good. And then I also have my sink, so we are going to inset the sink. And the burner is on its way, so we're gonna inset the sink, possibly hook up the foot pump and the faucet. So I'm not sure what all we're gonna get done today. I'm just gonna do as much as I can while the day is still young, because we have to go into town tomorrow for a doctor's appointment, and hopefully a bunch of my supplies are gonna ship on time, which should be tomorrow. So that's the plan. Let's see how far we can go today. So this wood is, I think, 2 inches. I'm pretty sure. 1.5 inches. This is 1.5 inch butcher block. It is acacia. I'm not sure how to say it, but it is from Home Depot. This one is 74 inches long. And when I saw this piece, it had so many different pieces of like wood in the butcher block, and some of them were very much orangish and reddish in tone, and I fell in love. And I immediately bought it. I've had this for so long because I knew that this is exactly what I wanted. So we're gonna go ahead and read the instructions, the directions. Let it soak for 20 minutes. To season a new cutting surface, apply 3 to 4 coats before using. So I'm gonna go ahead and coat it a couple times today, and then we're also gonna insert the sink as well. So we'll do at least 1 coat today, maybe 2, insert the sink, and we'll just keep putting a couple coats on until we get to about 4. So let's move right along. to me, Mark.
Tired? So I'm getting paid.
So this is the faucet that I have and the thread stops here, but because this is an inch and a half, whoops, because this is an inch and a half thick, we're cutting or insetting kind of a hole so that we can,
With a paddle bit.
so that when this goes in there, we can tighten it. For those of you who don't know that, because I wouldn't have known that.
Got it? It's gonna look sick when that's playing down.
A little too thickens right now. So this sink comes with a butcher block that insets inside of it, but we wanted the countertop to match, so we were gonna use this, but it's a little too thick, so we're gonna mark it. And Isaac has a friend who has a planer, and we're gonna have him run it through the planer so that we can use this as a butcher block instead of the one that it comes with, so it matches. I didn't realize that this is an undermount sink when I bought it, which means that it doesn't have the right fastening stuff. So what I'm gonna do is use butyl tape to hold it down. So don't make that mistake like I did. All right, you guys, I think that is gonna be it for today. It's about 5 o'clock. So I've been working on just anything that I could possibly work on today. We got our toilet area ready to be finished. We just need to get the bucket in there. I have a urine diverter already, and so it'll be a homemade composting toilet. let me know if that's something that you guys would be interested in a standalone video, is a do-it-yourself composting toilet. We got the countertop in. It's not mounted, but we did get the sink in. It's mounted, like I said. It's just holding together with butyl tape. In the future, if I need to, which I don't think I will, the butyl tape should be plenty enough. I could take some self-tapping screws and screw the sink down. It's just not something I want to have to do, but if I need to, I can. And then we got the faucet in as well. It is just a well faucet. It's gonna connect to the foot pump, and so no electricity will be used for the sink. Underneath we'll have our water tank area, we'll have our fridge here, and a bunch of cabinets for storage and whatnot. So I'm gonna go ahead and put another coat of oil on here and let it sit. I need about at least 3 to 4 coats. I'm gonna go ahead and do 4. I really love the look that the oil brings, like the colors that the oil brings out in this butcher block. It's so beautiful. We are going to have this block here, which will serve as like my cutting board and stuff, which will inset into the sink, cut down, and so it'll fit. Right now it's a little bit too big. Overall, I'm super happy with how much progress I've made so far. I have to go into town tomorrow, pick up more supplies, and I have a doctor's appointment. So I will see you guys again on Wednesday. So you'll see a little bit of that, and hopefully we'll get so much more done in this build. I'm ready for it to be done, and I'm really, really excited. So every day, I'm just so excited. I want to push further and further and further. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you think of the build so far. Are you as excited to see it done as I am? Because I am losing my mind with excitement. So thank you as always for watching and hanging out. Make sure you like and subscribe as always, because that really helps the channel. I hope you guys are excited to follow along this journey and see what comes after the bus build and after the baby. And with no further ado, I will see you guys on Wednesday for the next build series vlog, whatever happens, I guess.